then the bank is gonna say, if you didn't pay those bills, what makes us think you're gonna pay our bills? Hypothek advisor. What they are gonna do is they're gonna ask you for your contracts from work. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joey and welcome to my new series, How to Buy a House in Amsterdam, or an apartment in my case. I wanted to make this video because I think that that's what I was missing when I was buying my apartment recently. I was trying to look on YouTube, the requirements and like everything, some help, some expectations, and I couldn't find anything. And I asked some of you guys in my vlogs if you wanted me to make this series, and you guys said that you would love it. So here it is. Before we get started, I am gonna ask you at the beginning of this video if you could please hit that subscribe button, habanero, subscribe. I'm trying to get to my goal of 10K by this summer. So if you could help me out, that would be really, really nice. I would love you so much. I mean, I'm still gonna love you, of course, but please subscribe. That's gonna help me out a lot. 10K, let's do it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this series started. This video is all about finance. Now, how to buy a house or an apartment in Amsterdam. It all starts with the finance. Before you can start looking, before you can get into the whole process of like going to look at houses, I advise that you check your finances and that you are able to see how much money you can borrow. So my first step would be to contact a financial advisor or a hypothek advisor. What they are gonna do is they're gonna ask you for your contracts from work, some bank information, your factures or your salarisspecificatie from your job, and they are going to on the computer calculate how much money you can borrow from the bank to buy your house or your apartment. But before, if you are curious about how much you can borrow, you can go online and you can actually do it yourself to give you a rough estimate on how much you are able to borrow. I'm gonna put the link below in the description. You can click there and you can see how much money you can borrow. Let's go ahead and give us an example and let's do this together. I'm on my computer now and I'm on the website. So you're gonna click on your birthday and you're just gonna type in your birthday. So let's say it's me. Day is 06/01/1992. What is your gross salary? Now let's just go ahead and give a gewoon salary. Let's say that it is 2,000, maybe what the average Amsterdammer makes per month. So we're gonna write 2,000. Do you receive any holiday pay? Let's just go ahead and say yes. Do you receive a fixed 13th month? Let's say no. And do you receive other income? Let's go ahead and say no. It's gonna calculate your income. And right away, you're gonna see on the right-hand side your maximum mortgage. Now, if you earn 2,000 euros a month and you have holiday pay, you are able to borrow from a bank 119,000 euros, and that is what you are able to buy. So this little calculator is going to give you a rough estimate on how much money you can actually borrow from the banks here, and maybe you can then start looking at some homes on Funda or online. After that, you want to get an actual solidified answer, because here in Amsterdam, the process is so difficult and there's so many people looking for houses. You want to have a financial advisor that will be able to tell the seller, look, I have seen the buyer's income, their information, and we have everything ready, and he is good for the money. Because when there's a lot of people wanting the same apartment, the seller wants the safest and the most money. The safest money is somebody that does finance for a living and can tell the seller, look, we already have crossed all of the boxes and they are good for the money, so that the seller knows that they are not taking a risk on you. That is why a financial advisor or a hypotheek advisor is super, super important. There are some hypotheek advisor bedrijfs in Amsterdam. We used one that was referred to us by a friend. But you could just Google hypotheek advisors and check out. There are some really nice ones that work fast and easy and like don't need a lot of time. But I would definitely suggest researching and getting a good financial advisor for you. If you're curious as to what type of contract you have to have or what type of employment you have to have, it doesn't matter how long your contract is. It can be 6 months, it can be a year. I have a 1-year contract. My partner has an indefinite contract. But what matters is that your job is willing to sign a Werkgeversverklaring form, which basically says, Joey is doing a great job. We have work for him and we intend on keeping him for an indefinite period. So the next contract that you have, your job needs to say that they are willing to sign you in an indefinite contract. So let's say that you have a 1-year contract and your job is not willing to give you after the year an indefinite contract, then the bank will not give you the money. Your job has to say after the year contract, Joey will have indefinite contract. That is what a Werkgeversverklaring form is. But if you do have an unlimited contract, an indefinite contract, you still have to get a Werkgeversverklaring. Nick, why did you have to get a Werkgeversverklaring?
So they can check that, the intention of your work.
But you have an indefinite contract. I'm trying to explain that.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
You still had to get it.
Yeah.
So he still had to get his Werkgeversverklaring, and I think it's just so that the bank knows, look, he's good, we have no problems, he's good to go. So that's important. You must be willing to prove that your next contract is indefinite if it already is not indefinite. And that, I think, is the biggest hurdle to pass over. If your contract is not indefinite and the next one will not be indefinite, then you have to wait until you are able to prove that you will get an indefinite contract. Then you're good to go. Of course, you must be in good tax standing, which means that you have no outstanding loans, you don't have like a bunch of debt under your name, that you're not in the... Baby? What is it called if you have bad tax? If you have a lot of loans and you're put into the system?
BKR-registratie.
Huh?
Een BKR-registratie.
BKR?
BKR stands for Bureau Kredietregistratie.
Did you hear that? That you are not in the BKR registratie. Which means, girl, she didn't pay her bills, so we need money. Then the bank is gonna say, if you didn't pay those bills, what makes us think you're gonna pay our bills? So they're gonna say...
It's also if you're also there if you have a loan.
And you're also there if you have a loan. So that's very important. So check your finances, check your income, check your contract, financial advisor, and you gotta make sure that you have paid all your bills and that you are crystal clear and good to go. If you are a foreigner like me, you of course need to have your job, you need to have the contracts, everything that I just said, and you also have to have a boom bop. You do have to have a visa that is longer than a year. I have a verblijfsvergunning from my partner that is good for 5 years, and that allows the banks to understand that you mean to stay here. So if you're a student on a 1-year visa, then you probably will not be able to get one because they don't know if you're going to be able to stay in the country after the student visa. So you gotta prove that your intentions are to stay here, and that is by having the correct visa. So longer than a year, and preferably a verblijfsvergunning visa would be really, really nice for them to have. Those are the first steps that I would take and that I took to getting my apartment. So, let me know what you think on the comments below. Let me know if you have any experience and you want to share it with other people on the comments below. But stick around for the next episode where we will be talking about finding a home and makelaars and all of that fun information. So I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up, habanero, comment below, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!